What up there, Mikey Screw? It's your good friend Michael here, and we're going to talk about my video game pickups for the month of February of the year 2021. So this video will not be as long as the one in January, which was about 40 minutes long. This one might be about half the time. Maybe it'll be about a half an hour long. This month I was trying to focus on getting some Super Nintendo games, and I did get a few. There was not a lot of them I could find, unfortunately. And I did get a couple of boxes for some games as well. But I also picked up some PlayStation 2, 360, PS3, a couple of boxes for Nintendo games, a Game Boy game, and some other video game related stuff as well. So I'm going to start with the stuff that is not video games and then move on to the games from there. So I'll start off with the least exciting things. And I got myself a couple of charging cables for my PlayStation 4 controllers. That way if I need to be charging it while I'm playing, I can have that option. Speaking of PlayStation 4, I got a PlayStation 4 controller. This comes from Double Jump Video Games. Very nice shaped controller. It's another black one. I think that makes it. I have like two black ones. I have a red one, and then I have it's like a steel gray one. I think is the other one I have. And I want to mention, like, any of the stores I talk about in here, if it's like something I ordered online, I will post in the description of this video. I will post a link to those websites if you do want to go check them out. I definitely would recommend any of these stores that I am talking about today. Okay, so also from Double Jump, I got myself a Wario plushie. This thing's pretty big, by the way. It's definitely probably the biggest plushie I have, and this is like the normal size ones. So yeah, Double Jump has a lot of plushies that they have for selection. There's only a few more I have that I want to order to complete for my collection. I'm just trying to get a lot of like my favorite characters. I'm not trying to get like every plushie there is because I don't have enough room for that. Alright, got myself a few manuals. I bought Jaws Unleashed from Treasure Quest, which is a physical store in my area I go to. So that one does not have a link for a website to go to. You can check them out on Facebook though if you want. I bought Jaws Unleashed from them, I think it was last month, and they did not have the manual with it. And usually I try to not buy the games if they don't happen to have the manual. I did make an exception this time, and I just had trouble finding the manual, but I finally did find it on eBay. And also I finally found myself a manual for my Disney Golf game for PS2. That one I had been struggling with for quite a long time to find, and finally I was able to find a listing for that. That game I think I bought from Retro Taku, which was over like in Madison Heights on the east side of the state. And the last manual I got is Base Wars. Now, usually for NES games, I do not order manuals if I just have the cartridge only. Usually I'll order it if I'm getting the box as well. And I found the box for this game from another eBay seller, and I'd ordered it, and this is not a good story that goes along with it, just to let you know. So I'd ordered it, and about 2 weeks after I had placed the order, it said it had been shipped. It was supposed to arrive February 8th, and I contacted him like 2 weeks later, like asking like, hey, can you give me an update on where the item's at? I still would like to receive this. And the next, like a couple hours later, he refunded me for the entire purchase. And that kind of makes me wonder if it was ever shipped out in the first place, because I've yet to receive the item. So I kind of wonder if I was getting a little scammed on that purchase, and that he was just saying it was shipped when it wasn't. So I will still be looking for a box for this game, because I do have a few NES games that have the cartridge and manual, and that's just because of the fact that I bought the manuals like physically in stores. But if I'm like searching for it like on eBay now, I will look for the box and manual, or if I have to get them separately, I will do that to help complete the game. Alright, so moving on from that, I got some Nintendo Power magazines here. This first one comes from Treasure Quest. and that was this is issue number, I think it was 78, and that was like the only Nintendo Power they had, and it just happened to be the one of them I do not have. The rest of these come from Respawn and Replay, which is a store in Canada. And the only thing I could find there this month was Nintendo Power magazines, and they have a lot of them that I can choose from. So I should be able to complete a lot of my collection from their store. For my Nintendo Powers, it's like really right now I'm trying to get a lot of the issues like right in kind of the middle, like in the hundreds, and then some of the 200 issues. I'm missing a lot of them at the end when Nintendo Power was about finished, and then a lot of issues in the beginning. And I know those issues are going to be more expensive to find. So I'm trying to get a lot of the cheaper ones first. So I got 5 issues here. This is issue 126 that has Donkey Kong 64 on it. Then issue 127. Issue 142, which has Pokemon Stadium 2 on it. 144 was Zelda, or well, actually that's The Legend of Zelda, but that's Link. And then 147, which has Pokemon Crystal on there. And the one thing I regret while we're talking about Nintendo Power magazines is when I was a kid, I got these magazines in the mail and I kept every single one that I got. I didn't start subscribing to them until probably around the Donkey Kong 64 issue. I think my first issue I ever got in the mail was the one with Pikachu and Ash on the cover, and that's around that number. And then I didn't get it all the way up till the end, but I had quite a few issues, and if I had not done something stupid and decided to recycle them, and when I was moving out of my parents' house, I decided, well, I don't need these anymore, and decided to just like recycle them. And that was dumb because I love the Nintendo Power is my favorite. I don't care if I, recycle Game Pro or Game Informer or Electronic Gaming Monthly or PlayStation magazines. Those ones don't bother me. But recycling Nintendo Power, that was a mistake I wish I had not made. Okay, so enough talking there. Let's get into the games that I got. And the first batch here will be some PlayStation 1 games I picked up. Nothing special here, just a few sports and racing games. So first game, this is from Treasure Quest. I got Toka Championship Racing. This one came from Disc Traders in Battle Creek, and this is NFL Game Day 2001. This one was actually a little bit harder to find. At that time, Game Day series was starting to come out on PS2 as well. But I saw that the PS2 version got a terrible rating, whereas the PS1 one actually got a better rating, so I decided I'd like to get that one. Tiger Woods, 99. This was one I owned as a kid, so that's why I got that one. I wanted to try out the Game Day ones. I had one Game Day game, and it was 97, so I'd like to try out some of the later ones as well. And then these last two come from Second Chance out in Portage, and that is Test Drive Off-Road 2. And then Test Drive 5. So Second Chance has like a deal, and so does Disc Traders, where if you buy 6 games, you get one free. And so I was just looking around for at least a couple of cheap games to get, and so I got those couple of driving games. I'm trying to stick with a lot of cheaper games right now instead of obviously more expensive and rare ones. One, hoping that they come down in price in the future, and 2, it's just like right now can't really afford to get those games, and if I did, the pickup video for that month would probably be like one game. So we're skipping over those for now. All right, so next is a bunch of PS2 games I got. Well, not a bunch, but the same amount I just got for PlayStation 1. So I got, I don't know how you want to say this, Driv 3R or something, Driv 3R. This came from Treasure Quest. So I know that Driver 3 isn't like the greatest game in the franchise, but I figured I'd pick it up and see how it is and check it out. So I got Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 2. I had the Greatest Hits version. I think this was the one they made a Greatest Hits version for. So I got the one that was not the greatest hits. Either that or I had this like on Xbox and wanted to get it on PlayStation 2. It was one of the two. Then I got Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain. I think this one came from Second Chance. The Star Wars Battlefront one also came from Treasure Quest. Alright, this one came from Disc Traders. So another NFL Game Day game. This is 2004. I figured I'd want to check out one for PS2. And I think this was like the one that had the best rating out of any of them. And then I got Jeopardy for the PS2 as well. This was one that I had quite a hard time finding too. Seems to be some of the cheaper games, you have a hard time finding as well. Not just like the rare games, but sometimes the cheaper games can be kind of hard to find as well. Maybe it's because like the game stores don't take them in because they think they're not going to sell, and that could be a reason why. All right, so next is some Xbox 360 games. I got 2 this month. The first one came from GameStop, actually, and that's Spec Ops: The Line. I happened to go out and get a haircut, if you didn't notice, and I was near like a GameStop in Plainwell, which I don't usually go out that way, but the haircut place where I wanted to go was closed, so I went out there to get one, and found this game at GameStop. As of course, GameStop is getting rid of their 360, PS3, Wii, and Wii U games, so I figured pick this one up. Heard it's a pretty good shooting game. And then for the 360 as well, this came from Second Chance, and that's Enemy Territory Quake Wars. So I've yet to play the Quake games, but I do want to check those out. I heard they're pretty good. All right, next 3 come from, or are Xbox games. They don't all come from the same place. 2 of them actually came from one place, Treasure Quest. And I got Rally Sport Challenge. I love racing games, so I figured give that one a go. And it's only available on Xbox. And then I got Sniper Elite. This is the first one in the series. This one I have had a hard time finding as well, so I was really glad to find that. And then from Disc Traders over in Battle Creek, I got myself Project Gotham Racing, another solid racing game. All right, moving on, we got PlayStation 3 games next and 1 PlayStation 4 game. So the 2 PlayStation 3 games I got, they both came from Treasure Quest. And the first one is The Last of Us. I've heard this is a really good game, so I definitely want to give this one a chance and see how it is. And I'd like to play the second one too, even though I've heard that's really divisive, where people really like it or people really hate it. So I'm going to give it a chance. And then I got 007 Quantum of Solace. I had it on the PS2, but decided I'd rather get it on the PS3. I don't know if it has like upgraded graphics from the PlayStation 2 version or not. But if like the same game is released for 2 different systems, I'd rather get it for the system that was released that was more, I guess, advanced, I would say. If it's not just like a straight port of the game, I guess. Unlike NFL Game Day 2001, which I talked about was released on PS2, since that version was not as good as the PlayStation 2 version, that's why I got that one. All right, and then the one PlayStation 4 version I got is a sealed copy of NASCAR Heat 5. This was new from GameStop. $20 only, so that's why I picked it up. I'm a big fan of the NASCAR Heat series. I was glad they came back with it. So I had the first 4, now I have the number 5. And then, of course, I got NASCAR Heat 2002. I got NASCAR Heat on the PlayStation. And I think that's actually all of them. All right, so the next thing is a 1 N64 game. This one came from Second Chance, and this was just a one to give myself 6 games. And that is Aero Gauge, a pretty fun racing game for the system. And next, I got one Game Boy game. So this is Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins. I did not get the box. I actually just got the game. I had the box and manual, but I did find the game at Fanfare. So I picked that up to complete this copy I have. I've played it before. I beat it. It was a lot of fun. The reason why I only had the box and manual then is I actually sold the game because like the cartridge was not in the greatest shape, so I was looking for a better one. And so I finally was able to find one in really good shape. Okay, so on to the NES before I move on to the Super Nintendo. These two games I actually had in my collection, but I just completed them by getting the box and manual for them this month. The first one is Bases Loaded 3, and I actually owned a copy that was complete before, but I sold it off. Was able to get the loose copy again at some point, but I just hadn't looked for box and manual. Someone had actually just posted this on eBay when I purchased it, so I was really happy to get that again to make that complete. And then actually, this one did not take me long to get the box and manual for, and that is Thunder and Lightning. I think if you remember correctly, last month I actually got the game loose. I got that from Second Chance, and I was able to find the box and manual online, so I was really happy about that. Box is in pretty decent shape. It does feel like it's a little wavy, but it doesn't look like it's water damaged. It looks like maybe it was just pressed down a little bit. There's a little bit of wear up here. You can see some of like the cardboard paint, or not paint, geez. Some of the color had come off there. The Bases Loaded 3 box, I would say, is in pretty good shape. Maybe it's a little dented in the corners, but that's about it. Alright, so now talking about Super Nintendo games. I got 3 games in the box. All these were to make these complete copies. I already actually had the cartridge for each of these. The first one is Wheel of Fortune Deluxe Edition. The box is a little dented right up here, but otherwise this is in good shape. It does need the cardboard insert for it still, so I do need to look for a cardboard insert. This actually box came right from my home state, which I was kind of surprised about. I didn't realize that when I bought it, that the seller was in the state I'm in, so that's pretty cool. Alright, then I got John Madden Football. This one I actually bought down at Second Chance. This one did not come online, and the box on this one is in good shape. This one also does need the cardboard insert for it. It's got a little crease along this side, and it's, of course, on the back. It's got like the hang tab here. I did cut it off, though. And if I were to actually peel that plastic off, it's going to rip the box, so that's going to be staying on there. And then lastly, I got Tecmo Super Bowl 3. This one did come with a cardboard insert, so this one is now complete. The box on this one is in really, really good shape. It's got a couple of nicks in a few corners, but otherwise, very good shape box for Tecmo Super Bowl. And I love that game. Love the Tecmo Bowl games. All right, so next is the rest of the Super Nintendo games. These are all loose cartridges. This first one came from, I think I got this one at Disc Traders over in Battle Creek. Yeah, and that is Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. So Looney Tunes games I'm a big fan of, so I figure what the heck, we'll give this one a shot. I actually purchased this one this month from another game store online, but it came and it was completely sun faded. And so I was like, I'm not keeping that version. And it's a cheap game. It's like a $5 game, so it's not that big of a deal. And I went looking for this and found it at 3 different copies of it at Second Chance, and all of them had like really bad labels on it. Like there were stickers on it or they were torn. And I was like, man, am I ever going to find a good copy of this game? And finally at Disc Traders, I found a good copy. The back was yellowed, so I had a cartridge at home. I was able to take the back off of another one and replace that. So now I've got a good looking copy of this. For some reason, the Super Nintendo games seem to yellow a lot more. I know them and the Nintendo games I've had issues with. N64 ones just seem to be like really dirty. But like this, I know it's probably because of the plastic they use with the cartridges, but a lot of my Nintendo games aren't yellow. There's only a couple, but a lot of my Super Nintendo games were, which is very, very odd. or very weird that those would be more yellow than that. Maybe they just use a little bit different plastic that just reacted with something. Okay, so the next two games come from Gamers Alley. This is an online store if you want to check them out. And I got myself two Super Nintendo games from them. One is Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday, so another Looney Tunes style game. The game is in good shape on here. No problem with the labels whatsoever. There's a one little maybe ding, like if you can see it above like Porky's head, like right there, that little white speck. Otherwise, this is in really good shape. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And then this last one is The Adventures of Yogi Bear. And actually, I bought two copies of this game this month. One came from Gamers Alley, and it had a little bit of, looked like part of the label was kind of like maybe the plastic covering, like if they have anything covering like the label was kind of peeling off. So I found another copy of it at Second Chance, actually cheaper than what I bought this one for. So this is the copy actually from Second Chance. The copy I bought off of Gamers Alley was $10.99, and I found it for $6.99 at Second Chance. And as of this video, when I'm filming, the game is about a $20 game. So I got it both games cheaper than what it actually goes for. So that was crazy. This one has a really good label on it. I'm going to check this out. I like the cartoon-based games, so we'll see how I enjoy that one. All right, this next game comes from GameBound. This store is located out in Washington. The Gamers Alley store, I think, is located down in like North Carolina. But obviously, I'll post their website in this, like the description of this video, so you can check them out. So I got Top Gear 2. This game's in really, really good shape, so I'm really happy about that. The Top Gear game I have actually that came in the box is not in the greatest shape, so I'm going to be definitely looking for a replacement for that one. And then the last game comes from Retro Delio. He is from California, and I only got one game this month from him, and that is Street Fighter 2. So this is just plain Street Fighter 2, not Turbo Edition, not Super Street Fighter, just Street Fighter 2. So really happy to have that. I love Street Fighter 2, the Turbo, the Super Street Fighter. So I'm the Championship Edition on Genesis. So I'm really, really into that. So that actually is it for pickups this month. Make sure you check out the stores that I bought some stuff from online. All of them are really good. I would recommend them to you, definitely. Some of them do have pictures of the games that you can actually take a look at the cartridges. Others of them, they don't. They might just list the quality of the cartridge on it. So whether it's good, fair, poor, you name it. So make sure you check those out. Follow or subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description below. Until next month for my March 21 pickups video. This is Michael Loudon, over and out. Mikey's Crew, you guys are the best. Take care. One more thing. Actually, I'm going to go to another video game store that's actually just a little outside of our area next month called Hideaway Gaming in South Haven. So I'm hoping to grab some stuff from there and be able to tell you about that store. And then, of course, I'm still going to go to stores in this area and do some shopping online and on eBay. So until then, everybody, take care.